What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. It's 2020. Me and my boy Billy Bates are about to get out on the Occoquan Reservoir and hopefully catch some fish, the first fish of the year. And really quickly, it's been just absolutely atrocious. The last like 4 or 5 trips that I've been out, I haven't caught a single fish. So hopefully today changes that. But New Year's Day, we're out here trying to get it done. Got a bunch of things rigged up here. Got a little jerk bait, got a Ned rig, gotta have a HUD on this rod, spinner bait, gotta change this out for a jig. We'll see what happens. 41.2, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. All right, we made it out. 41.2 degree water. We found some fish really deep, like 40 feet. And Billy's gonna be throwing a blade bait around. I might drag like a spinner bait or the dark sleeper. It's like right off of this ledge that we're gonna be fishing. I don't know. It's been, I mean, it can't get any worse than it's been. We're just talking about it. We fished like the last 4 or 5 trips. No fish. Expectations are low. Water's not too bad. We got a few feet. Like 2.5, 3 feet of biz.
You?
Trying to make sure you're on your toes.
All
right, we're about 2 hours in. Throwing a silver buddy, jerk bait, jig, spinner bait, and the dark sleeper around a little bit. Billy's been throwing pretty much the same stuff. No bites yet. We've marked a lot of fish pretty deep in that 20 to 30 foot range and seen quite a bit of bait. We fished wood, bluff walls, fished a little bit shallow too. Still looking. We're gonna run down lake a little bit more, try to fish some points and just try to locate some more bait. Hopefully this turns on a little bit.
Silver buddy?
Yes, sir. Silver buddy deep. I'm surprised how much bait is on this little point bend thing. Quite a bit. Oh. Oh God, that was a fish the whole time.
Was it?
Yeah. Oh, it's a cat. It's gotta be a catfish, dude. I literally set the hook into this thing and I thought it was stuck. Oh, wait, what is that? Oh, wait, is that a bass? Dude, is it a bass?
It looked green.
It looked super green. Oh, it is a bass.
Is it big?
It's decent. Oh, yes.
Good one, dude.
Come on, baby, stay pinned. Oh, no, no, no.
Oh, he's a good one.
Dude,
That's a big one.
get in there. Yeah! First fish of the year, baby.
Dude, fat.
Yeah. I might have caught him on a technicality, but I'll take it. Oh, man, dude, did you see my rod? I thought I was stuck, and I just let it sit there, and it was like... This feels so good, because we haven't caught a freaking fish in forever. And it's a good one, too. I mean, he didn't eat it, but...
He probably tried. Or was coming to it.
Oh, he's not even that. I mean, he's like a solid 3.5. Look how thick that fish is, man.
He's been eating, though.
Yeah, he's been eating for sure. First fish of 2020 right there. I snagged him on the blade bait, but he's probably a 3.5 pound fish. Really solid, super cold. It was probably in about 30 feet. And the stretch that we're fishing right here at this point is just littered with bait. I'm stoked. Billy and I have been struggling the last few trips, so it feels good to have anything eat or snag, we'll say. I'll let it go. All right, baby. See you later. Thank you. First fish 2020. Out. Question is, what do we want to throw here? Try a little underspin? Why not? Always that one limb. All right. Well, we fished back in that creek for probably an hour and a half to 2 hours. Saw a ton of bait, like a ridiculous amount of bait. And a few bigger marks on the graph, but that one fish was all we were able to catch. We moved back out on the main lake and I'm trying to fish some of these bluff walls with chunk rock on it. Yeah, I'd say it's like a degree or two colder out here too. 42. What do we see in there? 44?
About 44.
Yeah. A little bit cooler. They should be around these walls though.
Yeah.
All this rock. Let's go. Couple more spots. Maybe we get lucky. I don't really even know what else we could have done. We were around bait and fish all day. Threw so many different freaking baits.
Could work, because I gotta go get my boat, because it'll be ready on Friday.
Let's do it. Do you know how?
And,
I guess you
and it'll be down in Richmond.
Is
Yeah,
it at
he's
Ed's?
putting the motor on and everything.
It's at
I just
Ed's?
have to pick up the key from my house.
Wait, what do you? Oh, I can't fish.
He's a
there.
man, isn't he?
I love
He's putting all that.
Well, one fish to start the year off, but at least we got that one fish. I'm stoked on it. It was definitely a very, very tough day out on the res. The boys of the Bite Podcast, as you just saw. Hey! That's Priscilla talking to me on the Furbo. So yeah, the boys of the Bite Podcast were out there with us too. Matt ended up getting two in his boat. Our buddy Spencer came up from Georgia and he was fishing with him. He caught one that was like 2.5, and then Matt McCluskey caught one on a spinnerbait in the last 5 minutes of the day that was about 5 pounds. So that was good. And actually something else that was pretty neat was that Matt and Spencer were way up lake and they were fishing more of like the river side of the Occoquan Reservoir, and the water temperature was 10 degrees warmer and they were seeing quite a bit of bait and they fished there all day. I would assume that most of the fish that were up there would be kind of concentrated in that area, but they only caught 2 fish and we fished for like 7 or 8 hours. Also, something I should mention, if you guys haven't checked out The Bite, that is a podcast that me and all my buddies have been doing. I'm going to leave a link down in the description below for that if you want to check that out. So the last week I've been down in Florida. I didn't do too much fishing. I was down there for Lawson Lindsey's bachelor party and for his wedding.
I don't know where I'm gonna go when the volcano blows.
So I got to meet a bunch of his friends. We rented a house on the west coast of Florida on a canal system. We did bring his boat. We did do a little bit of fishing. I didn't film too much because, I mean, we would just go out for a little bit and everything that we caught was under a pound, but between the 5 or 6 of us that were fishing, we caught probably close to 35 fish in one day. So it was pretty fun. And it was more of just being out there with the boys, hanging out and enjoying our time there. And I also got to meet Scott Rose, who is a peacock guide down in Miami, and also does some largemouth stuff too. So I'm probably going to be meeting back up with him when I go back down for the Florida trip here in a couple weeks. So maybe get on some peacocks. I don't know, we'll see. So the plan for the next couple weeks, I'm going to be fishing the next 4 days. The bite up here has actually gotten significantly better. I've been keeping an eye on Facebook and Instagram. It seems like the bite has really turned on. We've had some pretty consistent weather and some warm weather too, so pretty good. One of our buddies actually had a 40-pound bag down in the Richmond, Virginia area, which I know sounds kind of crazy, but it is a private body of water. But either way, like a 40-pound bag is just insane, especially coming out of Virginia waters. So I think that's ridiculous. Also, a bunch of people have been fishing up in this area and catching them pretty good, catching some bigger fish, and just seems like the bite is going to start getting a little bit more consistent. So hopefully the next week or two before I leave for Florida will be really good, and hopefully we'll be able to catch a few more fish. So right now my girlfriend Priscilla and I are getting everything ready to move. We're moving on Saturday of next week. So once that's all said and done, everything's settled, the fishing is going to pick up significantly. So I'm going to make a trip down to Florida for probably 3 weeks, 2 weeks to 3 weeks, and I'm just driving the van down. I'm going to be camping every single night and fishing a bunch of the central Florida lakes. I'm also going to try and scoot down to Miami and do some peacock bass fishing with Scott and maybe some saltwater stuff with Lawson as well. But that whole trip is kind of just on a whim, and I don't have anything planned out significantly well right now, but I do know that I'm going to be fishing every single day for those 2 or 3 weeks that I'm down there, and hopefully getting just a ridiculous amount of content for you guys. I'm so freaking stoked. The whole time I was down there for Lawson's wedding, it was like kind of a tease. Like every second I had free, I wanted to get out and do some fishing, but I had very, very minimal gear, and I was there for Lawson's wedding, which was by far one of the best weddings I've ever been to in my life. so much fun. It was a great time. Congratulations to Lawson and Chelsea. And that is where I'm going to leave this one off. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button for me. Thank you guys so much for all your patience, and we'll see you very, very soon.